Hey there, welcome along. Good to see you if you come back again, or if you're here for the first time. Thanks for joining me. So, I spent many years training people, advising people, helping them out, and it's nice to try and share that information here with anyone that chooses to stop by. So, obviously, everything I'm trying to do here is based on weight loss and the words, the terminology, the systems we use, and essentially why it doesn't work and why I would propose what I've done with my clients over many years works extremely well. So today it's to look at the calorie and give you more information on why the calorie is not fit for purpose. So fairly simple statement. Let's get into that and see what we can find out. So trusty whiteboard. So that's what we know. That's what we're told. Calories, okay, quite simply, they'll sit there and tell you that that's made up of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. That's essentially what the scientists, measure. So basically, when you look at calories and what they're worth, you'll see pretty much universally that we accept that carbohydrates and protein both will generate 4 calories for every 1 gram burnt. That's really important. They'll also say that fat generates 9 calories of heat when 1 gram of fat is burnt. So that's pretty simple stuff. So that's it. That's undeniable. No issue at all with that. You need to start thinking in terms of how these figures come into being and where they come from. And in a previous video, I spoke about how we get a calorie from our food, and it's through a bomb calorimeter. And it's really important that we understand that these figures only hold true for when we physically burn a food. We set fire to it, we burn it down, so there's nothing how we get what a calorie is. And it'll give us a reading here. So essentially, that's very simple, and that's accepted, no problem at all with that. For us, knowing gave us the calorie as a proxy unit between us and our foods. So what that essentially means is that we don't really have anything better. So what we'll do is we'll say, hey, look, we will use the best means we can to ascertain how much energy a food gives us, and we'll apply that to us. But it becomes an incredibly poor relationship between the food that we consume and the way in which our bodies assimilate or gain all the goodness, or even in some contexts, the not so good from our food. And that's key to this. So where the calorie lets us down is very simple, oversimple. And all it tells you is how much heat a food can generate when burnt in a controlled environment. Now I can do the same for your mobile phone. I can put that in the same bag, I can set fire to it, and we'll burn it down till there's nothing left, and I'll tell you how many calories that gives you. But you're not going to eat it. I can do it for your belt or your handbag or this top. It doesn't really matter. And this is where everything falls down. And to be really flippant, when I talk to my clients, I'll say to them, hey, look, when's the last time you dropped anything into your stomach and set fire to it? I know it's stupid, but that's essentially what we're saying. If we believe the calorie is the right unit of energy to link from our food to us, then it lets us down in a huge way. So there is a far better way to look at the relationship between our food and the way in which our bodies assimilate it. And we need to remember and understand that our bodies spend a lot of time and a lot of energy gaining everything they can from our food via very lengthy chemical processes. So everything we do is chemical based, and we are, each one of us, every one of our bodies is one really big walking, talking chemical factory. That's what we are. So we are not an industrial unit where we incinerate things and burn them. Okay, and this all comes back, as I've said before, to terminology. We do not burn anything. We don't burn calories. We don't burn anything. We produce heat as a byproduct of millions, if not billions, of chemical reactions going on in our body all the time, 24 hours a day. And it's that we need to tap into in order to understand our relationship between ourselves and our food, and in order to make sure that we can be lean for life. So I hope that starts to really give you some better understanding of why the calorie is not fit for purpose, and why essentially if we follow the calorie, all it tells us is what the energy of a food has, doesn't tell us anything else. There are some incredibly bad foods for us that contain a lot of energy and incredibly good foods that do, but your calorie doesn't tell you anything about that. We can give you so much more information. So if that starts to give you a hint as to why essentially diets don't work, calorie-based diets don't work, and why our relationship with our food doesn't work for us in any shape or form, then you can start to get an understanding of how we can look at this differently and how we can do it better. Okay, thanks for that. I'll zip off here. That's about 6 minutes. I'll come back and do another one. Okay, thanks for tuning in.